Hello there everyone. Today we have another patch for Apple Manager, which is a very nice surprise. It's just been 2 weeks since the last patch, and this patch brings two kind of big changes. The first one is the fact that we now have career difficulty options for AI development, how they develop the car, but also how the AI behaves in race trim. The second kind of big update is the fact that we now have basically a penalty investigation system. As you can see that in the race sim, added investigation, no penalty given outcome, but incidents that warranting a time penalty, and added penalty investigation. So a lot of the wheel bang that we see that, leaves one car with a penalty that maybe shouldn't have gotten one, might have been resolved. But we'll have a look at the patch notes here, and I'll probably have a video out later today testing how the difficulties work exactly. But yeah, hello folks, update 1.9 is now rolling out across all platforms. The update brings further fixes and improvements based on community feedback, as well as adding new career difficulty options for both race sim and AI car development. We also have some fixes here for game stability, but I think the first thing that we're going to focus on is the game difficulty changes here. Added a career difficulty option for race sim AI and AI car development. And to toggle this on is, or rather change this, you can actually do it in your current saves, is actually incredibly easy. I'll give you an example. So here we are in the game. As you can see, we're just in settings under gameplay, and we now have two options down here. Career difficulty goes from easy to standard to hard, and the same here for the race difficulty. As I said, I'll have a look at this later, but it's incredibly easy to toggle around, and we'll have a little bit of a look at what the devs say about these new changes to our difficulty. So as you can see, they actually also posted a basically post explaining the difficulties. Difficulty options explained. Basically, we have now, as I said, 3 difficulties for each category: AI for development, AI in the race. And let's have a first look at the race AI difficulty. Allows you to choose one of the following 3 presets. Each option will adjust the way the AI approaches the use of driver commands and race management. This will affect race difficulty across sprint and race sessions, but not for practice and qualifying. So qualifying will still be the same. Don't be alerted if nothing changes there. But basically, they'll be less aggressive or more aggressive, and fighting you in sprint and race depending on your difficulty. So easy, unsurprisingly, easiest option. Other teams will be more conservative and display minimal aggression. This option is ideal for new players. Standard, other teams will use a range of strategic and tactical approaches, making races a challenge. Recommended F1 Manager experience. And hard, other teams will be highly intelligent, aggressively efficient with their strategies and tactics, a demanding experience. So, as you can see, we don't really get too much of a information on what we can expect, but at the same time, you do get a little bit, and that's why I'm going to have a look at this a little bit later today. And as I said, I'll try and have that video out tonight. I'll be testing each of these 3 in a race trim, and we'll see if we see any sort of difference. Car development AI difficulty is the same thing. Basically, on easy, it will be easy to develop your car at a competitive rate against other teams, ideal for new players. Standard, consistent car development projects will be required to develop your car at a competitive rate. Recommended F1 Manager experience. An in-depth approach to car development projects will be required to develop your car at a competitive rate against other teams. So basically, should make things a lot more interesting. But I would assume that, as you can see here, standard, the recommended F1 Manager experience, same here. I would assume standard is the current difficulty, so I wouldn't expect to see any, big changes there in terms of how that difficulty plays out. But I do like that they've added easy for players who want to take a little bit more, slow, relaxed, cool, and hard for those that do want a little bit more of a challenge. So this is a step in the right direction. We'll have to see exactly what it entails, though, and we'll deal with that probably, as I said, later today. Now, the other thing, as I mentioned here, is that the race sim has added penalty investigations and investigation of penalty given. So I assume that a lot of the wheel bang now will be just, racing incidents, no one really at fault, no penalty given. And that does kind of solve all of those little annoying 5-second penalties that do come out of nowhere at times. Game stability, optimize the memory usage during cinematics. Intel GPUs without active driver development now default to DX11 for improved stability. So a couple of stability fixes there, nothing too crazy. We have a bunch of changes here to the race weekend. The AI is now enabled to fit car paths between races. Up until this point, they would only do that on race day, resulting in a more informative car comparison data. So basically, It means the AI will now be fitting car parts as they have them available, and as a result, you will not have to wait to race day to get an accurate representation of where your car is versus the AI. Up until this point, if you didn't know this, it was very easy for you to get deceived and believe that your car was way better than it was, because the AI wouldn't actually put on the parts that they had that were the best. Until, well, race day, they wouldn't replace damaged parts, and as a result, again, your information would just be outdated. This fixes that problem. It should now be as up to date as they can. We'll still probably recommend checking before race day in case, of course, manufacturing of parts. Updated the recommended strategies for Jeddah. It's going to be interesting to have a look at that. Just the start times for P2 on sprint weekends, no biggie. Fixed audio reactions with constructed tailwind not triggering when one during a sprint. Fixed audio reaction dominant constructed tailwind referring to a closed tailwind when one during a sprint. So a couple of audio fixes there for immersion, which is nice. Singapore GP has lost a lap. They're down to 62. Will only work on new saves. Alonso sprint win triggering a Grand Prix win commentary line. Fixed grid lights staying on after race start. Updated medium speed sections on Marina Bay circuit map. Updated DRS zones on Brazil, Red Bull, Austria, Suzuka, Japan circuit map. So they have updated DRS zone. Updated circuit speed on Barcelona circuit map. A little bit uncertain what this exactly entails, but Barcelona, I guess, could be more interesting now. Spain, that would be. Presentation, fixed the main driver name appearing in replays instead of reserve drive when used in practice. I usually sim practice, I haven't actually seen that one, but again, just a nice fix for immersion. Fixed sponsor obligation targets not displaying when progressing to screen using R2 button, a console fix, I would assume. Fixed recent history screen in board profile showing current drivers for previous seasons. Fixed race moment briefly, incorrectly displaying as on target in data view. Fixed go-to link not working when multiple fanfares are triggered simultaneously. Fixed play stop team intro button not working when using a controller during new Quadria setup. That would be fairly annoying, so good fix. After the last lap notification, say final lap, again just immersion fixes. Fixed starting grid position not displaying on race prep screen. And fixed DRS disable message appearing when DRS enabled after loading in mid-session save. So a lot of nice fixes here that helps with immersion. Nothing too, game breaking, but nice fixes nonetheless. Fixes to the inbox, rival team principal email stating signed driver is with us for now on January 1st. After driver signed on December 31st, so the last day of the season signed bug basically. Fixed rival team principal stating it could be going better when in first place. Well, it could always be going better, to be fair. Fixed repetition of chassis and email when rush car by design project is delayed. Stop skip sponsorship obligation email dilemma being sent after final race. Improved lighting in garage scenes during night races. Fixed mechanic clipping through chair. Adjusted cameras used for Bahrain intro cinematic. Fixed ball clipping and shaking in Monaco podium scenes. Fixed camera view being obscured by set on post-race reaction cinematics. So basically, a lot of good fixes here. Mostly just cinematic, little immersion. But in particular here, the game's difficulty here could be very good. Add some fresh air. I think my browser is lagging, interestingly enough here. But yeah, this could be a fairly interesting one. We also do have, as I said, the race sim here changes too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing this, seeing how this works, if the AI is going to be more competitive. But honestly, for just 2 weeks after last patch, I'd say this is pretty much very acceptable work here from the dev team. Very, very nice. So with that said, I'll be jumping into the game, having a look, and hopefully we'll have around the grid back tomorrow. I've been gone for a couple of days, had to get something, had something that needed doing. It has been done. And I think that and Payday has kind of, this is just an update on me as well. That and the Payday gameplay has kind of put me a little bit behind. Haven't really been able to build up any sort of backlog, which has made life a little bit harder, but nothing too major there. With that said, this has been the patch notes. Hope they've been good. I think they're nice. If you have enjoyed, please like, subscribe. I'll be making more F1 Manager content in the future, and I hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.